Today, practically hearing God. Jesus is faster than you are. Simple tip on hearing God's voice. You might think that it takes a ton of time. Some people think it takes a lifetime to hear God, but the opposite is true. Kids get this faster than adults do. With kids, I say, okay, here's the thing. God's always talking. You can always hear him. We're just turning and listening and tuning in to what he's saying. He loves to talk to you. He talks to you in the way that you think. It's going to come in your thoughts, and it's going to sound like your voice and your thoughts, but you'll know it's him because he always answers you when you ask him a question right away, and his voice sounds really, really kind. A wise man once told me to follow kids into the kingdom of heaven, so I'm going to lead you, and we're going to test that right now. I'm going to ask you to be really honest about the very first thing that comes to your mind after I ask Jesus a question. I'm going to do it for you, and so that you can just focus on listening. You don't even have to pray a prayer in the form of a question first. So I'm going to pray our prayer from day one. Jesus, quiet every voice other than yours. Okay, that counts, even though I didn't close my eyes. Now, I'm going to ask Jesus a question, and I want you to just pay attention to the answer. Your only job is to capture what comes first. If you need to write it out, do it. Remember, it can be how you feel, think, a sense of something, an impression, words, ticker tape, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, Jesus thinks that you've already quieted every other voice. Jesus, am I a child of God? Okay, what'd you get? I'm pushing you because Jesus talks fast. That's the tip. He really does. It's us who thinks that we're not going to get it, we're not going to hear it, we're going to get it wrong. None of it's true. So let's practice again. I'm going to ask the same question. Listen for what comes. Listen, feel, grab the thought that comes first. You ready? Jesus, am I God's child? Okay, what'd you get? Let's check it. This is the next part of your prayer. You're going to, just think about, does it sound like how God sounds? Was there an affirmation? Yes. A sense of peace, a sense of acceptance. Is it in line with who we know Jesus is, the one who said, you are made by my Father. You are part of the family, whether you know it or not. You are grafted into this family of God, and through me, you can have full connection. So you're going through Jesus, and God's the one who made you. So there's going to be some form of an affirmation that you hear. The next part of your prayer, whether you got an affirmation or whether you got something totally else, what if you got a no? Here's what you do with it. You're just going to stay in the conversation with Jesus. You're not just going to go off on your own again and be like, well, that didn't work, or I didn't get it. All you're going to do is take what you got and continue the conversation with Jesus. So it's going to look like this. Jesus, here's what I got. Here's what I felt. Here are the thoughts that came to my voice. What else do you want me to know from your heart? And if you got a negative, like if you got I don't know if I'm a child of God, you just take that phrase, Jesus, I got this. I don't know if I'm your child. What do you want me to know from your heart to mine? And you're going to listen there again. So I'm going to close with that. I'm going to give you a second to just tell God what you got. Jesus, here's what I got. You may even be saying, I got nothing. But Jesus, what do you want me to know from your heart to mine? Capture what came next. You can stop there. Good practicing. You can keep going. Keep the conversation going. If you need to think of it like a friend sitting in the room having a real conversation, do that. You're not alone.